Hey guys, it's Raymond Z, and I'm back. And I'm going to show off, well actually, this video we're doing about Gi Joes. And I've got a few right here that I haven't opened yet. They're actually these four, not including the Hiss and Destro, are my younger son, AK-4707. Those are his. He hadn't earned them yet. That is headed to Australia. And this Snake Eyes is an extra that I could trade if somebody wants it. It's mine, but I don't care because I never had a Snake Eyes as a kid. So I really only want the Gi Joes that I had as a child or played with or whatever. So I also have an extra Lady J, and the Lady J is, the same one that's in the shot now. That's the, they're coming out with a new one. They're coming out with a new Lady J. So that's the old one. So this is my top 10 want list. I'm inspired to do this video by a YouTuber, Joe's Multiverse. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm really starting to really enjoy his stuff. He's fun to listen to. He's got a great voice. And he's, you ought to check out his videos, okay? Only thing is, he's from up north. He's a Yankee, so, that's a negative, but, we can't all be perfect Texans, all right? Here we go. First off, I'm going to start off with, and I actually scripted this one. I actually did this video and actually wrote it down like you're supposed to do instead of just hitting play and saying stuff. So on my top 10, first of all, I have to say that 4 of my top 10 have already been made or are in the process of it. Beachhead was on the top 10, but they made him. Of course, they made him a target manager employee special, so I don't have one. And Elite Legend didn't love me enough to hang on to that extra one he had with the broken box, and he took it back to Target and exchanged it. What a loser. No, he didn't know he was going to meet a fat Texan and have a friend that he talks to on the phone. But anyways, so I need a beachhead. Cobra Viper would have been on the list. And I hope you like my pictures that are popping up. My son's doing all that. He's really cool. He's really good with this. He's the brains behind the outfit. Flint and Lady J are being made. I've got them pre-ordered from Big Bad Toy Store. So, let's go. Let's do honorable mentions first. And see how we go from there. The reason I was inspired by Joe's list is because I thought his list sucked. Only because I didn't play with the same figures he did, really. I never had a quick kick. I wasn't into Kung Fu as a kid. I wasn't into karate. Because I was a little fat kid that played baseball and stuff like that. So, didn't like Quick Kick. He's not on my list. I never had that figure. My honorable mentions are Cross Country. I loved this figure. This little Confederate guy. He's all dressed in Confederate soldier outfit. I love this guy. I don't know where he came from. I think he might have been like the driver of the bridge layer. Next, Iceberg. Iceberg was one of my favorites, okay? He was cool. And Snow Viper. I loved Snow Viper. I had Snow Viper. I mean, all these I'm naming I had, Outback. Okay, that was a really fun one I had. I enjoyed him. Stalker. I had that one. I never knew his name, though. It wasn't until I looked him up that I realized his name was Stalker. And that's kind of weird because he came with a canoe. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But, whatever. Let's see. Next. Hardball. I loved Hardball. Okay. He was one of my absolute favorite ones. Crocmaster. I loved him to death, too. I always had chuckles fighting him. And the Fridge. Okay. Refrigerator Perry. Okay. I loved him. He was great, man. And Serpentor. Okay. Now, if they make a Serpentor, they need to make the one that comes with his sled. Don't just make a Serpentor standing there like a hobo All right, you got to have his little serpent sled. So these are ones that I think would be really awesome if they made them. But I don't think they're going to. Who knows? The only way they're going to be able to make these figures is if they stop making exclusives and make them to where everybody can get their hands on them. And because I know a lot of collectors, myself included, really, I'm real close to just not collecting this line because I can't get the figures. I can't find them. But this isn't about that. This is about this. Now, my Cobra Commander, I had an armored Cobra Commander, and I had the Cobra Commander with the hood. But I've seen a couple of really cool, you can buy heads on eBay and then paint them. And I'm actually pretty good at painting miniatures and stuff like that. So I might just do that. But I don't have a Cobra Commander right now. Storm Shadow. Yes, we need a Storm Shadow that we all recognize. The only person on the planet, it seems like, who knew where the hell that Storm Shadow was from was X-Manny87, and he knew exactly where it was from, and it was one of his favorite comics that he had read or something. I had never seen that costume before in my life. That looked like some type of weird circus costume. But you know what? It made X-Manny happy, and I'm sure it made thousands of other people happy to see it. I didn't recognize that. That's not my Storm Shadow. I want the classic Storm Shadow. Also, Gung Ho. Now, we have a Gung Ho, but I want the Dress Blues, because that was the one I had. I had both, but I really want the Dress Blues one. Alright, so that's all of our honorable mentions and whatever. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Before I get into that, animal 2-packs. Okay, figures with animals. Now, I had these 3 figures, and they had animals with them. Okay, I had Sandstorm with Dusty, or Dusty with Sandstorm, however you want to say it. He had that wolf. I had Law and Order. Okay, and I had Spirit and Freedom. Okay, so Spirit came with the bird, Freedom. And I remember having that one in particular because his gun shot arrows, and I thought that was kind of cool. But so they need to make maybe an animal 2-pack, and I think that would be kind of cool. So number 10 on my list. Now, I did this. It was really hard for me to really narrow these down, but I did it, and it was hard. Okay, but number 10 would be Bazooka. Okay, Bazooka was one of my favorite ones to play with. I really enjoyed him, and I used to have him run along the fridge. Run with the fridge, because they're both football. Next, Dr. Mindbender. One of the only figures that I mention that matches Joe's list. Isn't that funny? Totally different. Like, me and Joe should have grown up together so that he could have his group of figures and I could have my group of figures, and together we would have had all of the figures, I'm sure, because his list is crazy different than mine. Next is Monkey Wrench, and that was hard to break that down because I tried to decide, Monkey Wrench and then the other 2 guys he hung out with, the Dreadnought people, but Monkey Wrench, he was awesome. I loved him. All those grenades across his chest. Next is Crazy Legs. And I don't know why I like this figure so much, because I didn't have any of the Jets. But I just thought he was cool. I loved his name. He was just fun. I used to throw him up in the air and tie a little parachute to him and throw him up in the air and watch him fall down. Alrighty. Moving right along. Okay, we're at number 6. Snow Job. Okay. Terrible name. But I really enjoyed him, and I played with him, and I almost made in addition to list, like whatever, okay, this is number 6, but it could have been 2 people, because I almost cheated and put the Viper on there, the Snow Viper, because, I had them. I had both of them, and I loved them equally. I never knew Snow Job's name, though. That was funny. As a kid, I wouldn't have known, but still, anyways. Next is Televiper. I really enjoyed that figure a lot, and I know there's a G.I. Joe version of him, it's, you know, the phone. I think his name is... Geez, I don't know what the guy with the phone's name is, but it was on Joe's list, but I had the Cobra version. I didn't have the G.I. Joe one. Next, Big Boa. I played with this so much. I wore the paint off his gloves. It was so much fun, and I don't know why. It shouldn't have been. He's not... I mean, everybody else has got guns, and he's running into battle with boxing gloves. It's like, give me a break. But I love this figure. Number 3 is Shipwreck. Shipwreck was my one of the most played with figures was Shipwreck. I really enjoy it. And I like the parrot. So I guess we could say, I mean, does he count as a animal? You know, like an animal trainer 2-pack. You know, would he go with Dusty and Sandstorm, Law and Order, and Spirit and Freedom? Would he go with all them? I don't know. What do you think? The parrot doesn't have a name, I don't think. I don't think it's like Mr. Crackers or anything. But, I mean, maybe. I don't know. Next, if they hadn't already made Beachhead, would be Beachhead. Okay? But they already made him. And so, taking his place... Because all that would have done, if they hadn't made Beachhead, it would have pushed Bazooka off the list. But, so, next, number 2 is Barbecue. I love this figure. He was so cool. And he was a firefighter, and he ran around and just put out fires, and, you know, I don't know. I just liked him. I don't know why I liked him, but I just liked him a whole lot. Alright, so we have come down... Alright, the number 1 G.I. Joe I would like Hasbro to make, for me, is my all-time favorite, Chuckles. He is my very favorite figure, because while we were young and all this stuff was going on and playing with these toys, Magnum P.I. was one of the top-rated shows, and this dude, Chuckles, has got a Hawaiian shirt, and I could just see him driving around Hawaii in a Ferrari, you know, and I thought, man, he's blonde, because I didn't really identify with Magnum P.I., I just thought he was cool, but I identified with Chuckles, because I was blonde when I was younger, until my hair turned brown, but I thought, man, this would be cool, you know, this is me, this would be me driving around Hawaii with a Ferrari. So, that's my list, alright. Thanks for spending some time with me. Tell me what you think. Let's conversate. Let's talk about it. Go watch Joe. Go watch his video and tell him what you think of his list. I didn't put the twins on my list. I never had the twins, and quite frankly, they're boring. It's just 2 people with a reverse image, so that's why they didn't make it. But this is my list, and let me know what you think. This has been a Rat Sandwich production. Out.